Good morning, all. I am back again. Like I said, I don't like the stream yards. It's like when I'm doing it from my when I'm doing stream yards from my tablet, it ain't working out. And I got the newest iPad. This out here, the 5G, and this shit just I mean, this just ain't working. The shit just ain't working with this stream yard. So I'm guessing I might have to upgrade the account and get that paid subscription of it. But if that's what I got to do to get things right, then I'm gonna do it. This is what I'm gonna do. But to each his own. Good morning to every fucking body out there. How the fuck are you guys doing this morning? I'm great, beautiful, breathing. Did you try that? I tried the data over the Wi-Fi, Trish. That shit ain't working with this. I just don't like the stream yards. It is, I mean, it's cool for the panel situation, but I just don't like the. As you saw personally on my iPad, you just cut us straight on out. But here I am now again, and I'm on my phone. So, and I don't like doing nothing for my phone because my phone during the day it blows up. So, with that being said, how everybody doing this morning? What's really going on, with people? I went on Real World Podcast and I did my little thing over there this morning. And hey, what's going on, Sara and Dipity? How you doing? You all right? It's good to see you. Hello, Irish gal. Irish gal and jump back on the team, y'all. But how you doing, Irish gal? You all right? Uh yeah, y'all know me. I gotta poke fun. It's just the shit that I do. I'm sorry, y'all, but I do it. What's up, Shell? How you doing? I'm gonna drop a link. If anybody wanna, join, you can join. The link will be there. So let's let's have fun this morning. I want Sarah. Listen, I want Sarah to grab that link, and I want Sarah to come up. That's who I want to come up. Sarah, would you come up with me this morning, Sarah? Would you just give me a few minutes of your time, Sarah? Just give me, old friend, just a few minutes of your time, please and thank you. That's all I'm asking. I want you to come up here, and I want to chop it up with you. What's up? Good morning, Miss Little. Shut the fuck up. uh, Come on up, Sarah, please and thank you. I appreciate you. I want to talk live with you. You know what I'm saying? Because you good people, and Sarah is in the building. Hey, Sarah, how you doing this morning?
I'm good. What's good, Rel?
Sarah, first of all, let me salute you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh gosh, no need for that, Lord.
Uh, you need to be saluted because that was what I heard. That was brave for you to come out and do that. You didn't even have to do that, but for you to share your testimony with the audience, that was deep. It even touched me. You know what I'm saying? Because I just clicked on. I wasn't doing anything, and I was listening, and I was like, "Whoa, this is deep." You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. It was. It's a learning experience, Not everyone is lucky enough to live through that, and there's people that are not ashamed to talk about it, and I'm definitely one of those people, and I viewed it as a learning lesson, honestly. Sometimes we forget and we go back to using drugs, and um, it's hard to explain, but it's a blessing that I'm even here, and I really my heart goes out to those that are suffering.
Well, Sarah, it's a blessing that you're still here. You're here for a reason, And like I said, I heard you. You know, you say it was survivor's guilt.
Oh, I've got a lot of that. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
do that. Don't do that, Sarah, because you're here for a reason. You got to look at it. You're still here. So you got to look at it. Did the man upstairs see something in you that you're still here? He want to use you for something, and you got to tap in and find out what it is that he want to use you for.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that you'll be a great mentor to a lot of these young ladies out here and some of these young men who are going through the same thing that you have went through, and you can really show them the way and like show them, share your testimony what just happened with you.
Yeah, and see, and some people don't understand that because in real life, I've been a sponsor, and sponsorship is something that I've done ever since I've been in recovery. And I've slipped every now and then. So right now is not a good time for me to sponsor people out in the real world. But, talking about it online is healthy. It's nothing to be ashamed of. You know, we all fall sometimes. And as long as we can get back up and keep trucking, I mean, that's what matters the most. And I firmly believe that. Um, Addiction's nothing to be ashamed of. It happens, and it's happening more and more here in America. And I just really feel like, you know, there's people that are in this community that get picked on a lot for, relapsing or drinking or using. And it's a shame that people actually have to, go so low to pick at them for that, something so personal in their lives. It's I don't know, it's sad to me.
That's why I call you brave, because I've witnessed that and I saw it. Me personally, I've never done it to anyone,
Yeah.
but I saw how brave it took. A lot of courage for you to even come forward and just share your testimony with everybody that day. And for anyone to pick at that, that's something wrong with them. There's something wrong with themselves, within themselves.
Hmm.
And was that your husband on the panel with you?
Yes, that was
I,
Brandon. Yeah.
okay, I salute him as well, because he's been sober for 10 years,
Yeah. Yeah.
and for him to do that for 10 years, I've witnessed guys that couldn't be sober for one day, but 10 years. That's, he must have. It was something within you, or something within you guys' family, that made him just say, "Hey, I can't do this no more. I got to stay on the right path, and just be here for my family." So with that, I got a lot of respect for him for that, and for him to even be there with you to comfort you through what you're going through, and didn't turn his back on you, didn't leave you, didn't bash you.
Yeah.
That says a lot about his character, because I'm quite sure you know that some husband and wives may leave their spouse because of a relapse, or because
Hmm.
of what they're doing.
I asked him the other day, I said, why do you put up with me? Why do you put up with this? Is the third relapse he has witnessed, since we've been together. And I said, why do you stay with me? And he looked at me and he said, Sarah, I promised you and I promised God and your grandfather before he died that I'd always take care of you and your kids. And that really resonated with me and like really choked me up. I mean, it's hard to find that kind of love, and I'm very grateful for it. I'm grateful that he didn't relapse with me. um I'm grateful for his strength. So yeah, I really commend Brandon. He's a good guy, he really is.
That's beautiful. And it's one person that I'm proud of him as well. And I'm going to salute him, because once I saw the video, and I heard it, because I heard you where you were live.
Hmm.
I was like, oh my God, Brian St. John is going to take this and he's going to use it.
Oh God.
And when he didn't do it, that showed that he's growing, because
Yeah.
he hasn't done it. And for Brian, it's been over 72 hours since you put that out, and Brian has not attacked. That shows that I guess that shows that he's growing as well. So
Yeah, and I'm
everybody.
grateful that he hasn't. Honest to God, I am. And I don't want to fight with Brian anymore. I'm just, it, I think I'm letting, I was letting all of this drama get to me. And I'm not going to say that I relapsed because of drama. No, I relapsed because whatever within me decided that I wanted to relapse. But I'm not placing the blame on anyone, but I'm just so unbelievably grateful that he didn't attack me over that, to be honest with you.
Uh, I'm I'm happy too because you guys have had your love relationships and
Yeah.
your love hate battles, but
Well, I've been lurking over there on Brian, and he said he's done with it. I heard him say he's done with all the drama. So,
um, Sarah, if we had a penny for every time he said that, he rich.
right.
But this time, I kind of believe him. This time, I do kind of believe him. I'm going,
Hmm.
because he seemed a little bit sincere, and that's something that you can't see in Brian St. John, but I saw it in the video, so I pray that it's sincere.
Yeah, and I wish Brian well. He could have really gone a long way with this past week when it comes to me, but I'm kind of glad he didn't. I mean, it does show his character. It shows that he does have compassion and that he's not this big dickhead that I kind of viewed him to be. Yeah, he made fun of my Xanax, but once the overdose happened, he kind of just laid off, and I'm grateful for that, really.
Right. Well,
So,
let me ask you a question, Sarah. Now, this is something that's serious. Like I heard you say that they had to bring you back to life,
mhm.
and that touched me right there when I heard that. I was like, wow. I mean, she was out of here, but she's still here, and that's only because the man upstairs. And
Oh gosh, people would think I was nuts if I explained what I saw.
that's what I was
Like
about to
when
ask
when
you.
people say they see a white light, I seen that. Like I absolutely saw that, and like I didn't have a pulse for a minute, and they hit me with two more shots of Narcan, and I came back.
Hmm.
But I seen a white light, and I don't care what anybody says. It was the most fascinating thing I've ever experienced, and it was real. It wasn't the ceiling. It was different. I
Hmm.
wasn't awake, obviously, and it was insane.
So in the white light, were you? Did you feel peaceful and wanted to go towards that white light, or you
No,
back?
no. I just remember the white light. I didn't remember like I don't know how I felt. I just remember seeing that and it like closed as a hole. I remember that like it just like closed. And then I woke up at the hospital. So,
Wow,
yeah.
that's deep. And let me just ask you, like, when you woke up at the hospital and you were alone and you got to thinking, what were your thoughts?
Honestly, I wanted to pull the IV out of my arm at first. I wanted to leave. But I couldn't move. Like my legs and everything, I couldn't move. They wanted to give me a COVID shot, and I wasn't too happy about that.
Right.
And but yeah, I was admitted for a day, and then I got to leave the next day. So
Uh,
um, yeah, I followed what they said, because I'm an addict. I had to go through what I had to go through to get to where I am right now, and you know, um, I'm probably not gonna go back into rehab, but I'm definitely going to have to take the steps I need to take, in order to stay sober this time. And I'm going to do things a little bit differently this time. So,
Most definitely. Well, my prayers is with you, and I pray that everything works out well for you. And I want to see what you're going to do with this second chance. I honestly believe, I think that you're going to do some wonderful things with it. And if there's any way possible that I can help you, you know, let me know, and I'll be there, because this here, you don't get to talk to too many people. And as being an ex drug dealer, I've seen people OD and die, and it wasn't no coming back. And you don't see that too much of someone coming back and still being strong like yourself. So that is, like I said, that's with the grace of God, with your family,
it
your,
is absolutely the grace of
and
God. And I can
you
say
got
that
something,
this time,
you got
yeah,
something to live for. You got
yeah,
something to live for.
absolutely. And this time around, I'm going to be more proactive my in our recovery community, I'm going to be absolutely more proactive
You
in
sound muffled. You sound muffled.
Oh, am I muffled now?
No, you good. You loud and clear now.
Okay, I was holding the phone wrong. I'm going to be more proactive in like our recovery group. I'm going to start doing things more within the community to help. I think it needs to be done. And I think Brandon and I do have a lot to offer, regardless of what they say, all the people that hate me or whatever. I think we do have a lot to offer. And I know Brandon does. He gets up and he talks to a lot of people. And I want to be a part of that again. And I think that's where I went wrong. I stopped doing that. I stopped going to meetings. I stopped doing the Saturday night recovery bowling things, and I stopped hanging out with our group. And I think that's what that caught me up, and I let my ego soar.
Hey, we all have been guilty of letting our eagles soar. So just like I said, keep on doing what you're doing, and I think you
I
got a
really
lot of great.
appreciate that, Rel. And I really appreciate that video you did. Oh my gosh, I've watched that so many times. You don't understand how much that meant to me. You standing there in a cemetery, like it really got me. Like that really got me. And the whole flowers that got me. And I appreciate you for making that video. I
Well,
really do.
it's all love. I was visiting some loved ones because I have a couple friends that are buried right there in that cemetery together.
Hmm.
So I was paying them a visit, and I just said, what, let me do this video for it because I was watching that video, like listening to it while I was there in the cemetery, and I was like, you know what? We as people, we give people their flowers when they're gone. So I
Yes.
didn't want to be that person to say, "Oh well, Sarah was a great person and this and that." You're here, you made it. So let me give you your flowers while you're still here, and, maybe that ain't help you see. Well, hey, you know what? People do got love for me. People, feel that
Yeah.
I'm here for a reason, and I got love for you, Sarah.
I
You
got
and
love
I.
for you back, man. And I really appreciated that. And Brandon even watched that with me and he was like, wow, Sarah, that's deep. And I'm like, yeah, yeah. And I have a lot of respect for you, Rel. I really do.
Hey, the respect is mutual. Like I say, whatever you and I went through in the past, it was never huge. You
Yeah.
know,
No, it
never,
was little.
always small. So, and even if it was huge, after hearing you, all that would have went out the window with me anyway. Like, wow, you know what I'm saying? This is amazing because when I was listening to your testimony, I'm like, wow, this is an amazing testimony she's telling, and a lot of people needs to hear this.
Yeah.
And that's what got me where we are now.
Well, I appreciate you for having me up. I think you're good people, Rel. I've always thought you were good people, and I've always thought you were doing the right thing. You know what I mean? And you've always been yourself. You've never tried to be fake. You never tried to come on here being somebody you're not. You're real. You just keep it real, and I appreciate you for that. I always have. So,
Me too. And a lot of people appreciate you and the other young ladies and gentlemen too. Now that they're seeing that, because in the beginning, like I say, Brian had me pegged to be this bad guy, and a lot of people disliked
mhm.
me for that. And then when they got to know who I was, and then they got to digging deep into the situation, and they got to seeing, well, Brian, you were messing with this guy, and a lot of people start gravitating more to me. And now that I'm really where I'm at now, I'm trying to step away from the drama altogether and get back to work. And
Yeah.
I've been doing behind the scenes is getting back to work. And I just want the people to see the creative side of me and how I do things. How I go out and get these inmates to open up and talk to me about their cases and the heinous crimes that they committed. So this is what I want the people to see of me. And I'm not only giving you that, I got some other stuff that I've been working on that I'm going to give you guys as well.
Oh, I've always loved your Real World podcast channel. I can't wait to see what you got coming up.
Oh yeah, like my big goal is, and I know it's a big goal with my schedule, but my big goal is to at least release 2 interviews a week. That,
Nice.
That's what I want to do. So I'm getting everything lined up, and inmates is they starting to call my phone now. I was doing it the long way. Okay, here we on email. No, forget that. Call me. Let's just
Hmm.
ice and go straight to it. And they calling. Honestly, no lie. And I got the receipts. I have to literally put $300 a month on my
Oh
phone
my gosh.
to talk to inmates, because when you as you talk to them, like, I want to keep a line open to these people, because I don't want
Hmm.
them to say, okay, well, this guy used me up, got what he wanted, now he's not answering my calls. I don't do that to him. And not only do I get their interview, I compensate them. I give them all $100. Here you go. Here's $100. I'm gonna give you this amount right now before we start the interview, and before we finish, bam, I'm gonna give you the other part of your money. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, and that shows that you care.
mo-
It's not all about just the interview. You care.
most definitely, I got people in San Quentin prison right now lined up to just want to talk to me about, because they seen the money that I've gave to people in there.
Mm.
And here's like, I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna say no names. I'm just gonna you got to read between the lines and figure it out yourself. Okay, there was these two brothers.
Oh.
They murdered their mother and father.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to one of them.
Did you? Oh
Yeah,
my gosh, that's gonna be fire.
and he didn't agree to the interview right now, but we done talk on the phone about 3 times. I'm gonna say 3 times. Last night made 3 times, and as we speak, he said, "Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you," because I asked him. I was like, "Look, did the media take this and spin it and twist it, or was this what really happened?" And he said, "Man,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's what really happened." And he's like, "Do I miss my mother and father on holidays? I sure do." He's like, "Do I miss them on birthdays? I sure do." And you can hear just the remorse in his voice, and
The regret. Yeah.
so you know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
That's a big one. I was young when that happened, but I remember when that went down. Yep.
but yes, if he commit to me and agree to it, and we can move forward, then that's great. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of the things is, I'm always on the phone kicking it with them, so I'm always out and about. So they know I'm not recording they conversations, and they
Yeah.
feel real, they
Comfortable.
comfortable, and if they open up and they talk. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
that's great. But it's just that one, and the dude that got the 15 bodies.
Oh,
He's in San Quentin too. I want him, because he don't give a fuck, and he tells you he don't give a fuck, and he did it, and you're like, wow, what did these women do to you? You know, it's crazy.
it is crazy, but you know what? That would be one hell of a uh, thing if you could get him to commit and do a live on that. Oh boy.
Yes, and like I said, man, he's thinking, because he's been burnt, and I heard it in his voice. So that's why I talked to him so many times, all the inmates so many times before we even start recording the interview. You know what I'm saying? Like Sammy
Hmm.
Little, shit. He and I, we talked on the phone for 2 weeks before we started doing the interview. He was calling me every day. So you gotta do this. It's expensive doing this, but hey, if you got the
It's
money,
worth it
do
in the
it.
long run. Yeah,
Yes, it's worth it.
absolutely.
Yes, it's worth it in the long run. And like I say, boy, oh boy, if I can just get the brother to commit, ooh, this is one is going to be on and popping. But now it's one more person I can tell y'all about her. I wrote her, and she called and she said she didn't really want to talk about it. She's she's not answering any more letters or phone.
Oh no.
Um, the lady who killed Selena. Uh,
Oh yes.
yeah,
Yep.
for her, and she she sounds like she's beat down, and I wanted just talking to her for 20 minutes. I wanted to cry. I really did, and I felt normally I don't feel that sorry for any inmate, but I really felt sorry for her. I really did.
No, I mean it's all right to have compassion for, people. They're still humans. I mean, they make mistakes, you know what I mean? And they live to they they're in prison, and yeah, all they can do is regret and have uh second thoughts about what they did, and there's no way it can be changed, but they're still human. So it's normal to have compassion for people, I mean, that woman there has always had a shitty life, but
Yeah.
she let greed get to her head, and I
Mm.
think that's what happened with Selena. Sad.
Exactly, and that I always said I wanted to always interview her, but
Hmm.
I I gave like I said I respect your wishes, and I told her if she just wanted to talk, my phone was always open to her, and she could call, and like I said, we don't have to interview. We can just talk, but that's hopefully breaking the ice. Let her break the ice. Me breaking the ice with her, and
Yeah.
you know getting her to say, okay, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? And I blessed her with $20. I'm like, I'm gonna put $20 on your account so you can, just get you something. It ain't much, but you can buy you some snacks or something. And she
Yeah, down at the commissary, man, not everybody can have money put on their books, and so they don't get to go to the commissary. Some people have to sit there and, play cards to get something from someone from the commissary. So I'm sure she was definitely grateful for that $20.
exactly. And the few interviews that I've done gave the $100 to up
Mhm.
now. I mean, those guys thank me so much. I'm talking about these is hardcore fucking killers that their families has turned their back on them and everybody has forgotten about them, and they survive in the best way they can. You know what I'm saying? And they getting money to get that $100 is a blessing.
Yep.
So I'm like, wow, just for me to just here you go, I'm gonna give it to you. That's
That's huge, Rel. I cannot wait for you to do these interviews. I hope to God that they do, accept your offer to do these interviews, because the brothers that you're talking about, that was a huge story back in the
yeah,
day.
yes it
Huge.
was, yes
Yep.
it was, and I guess with the city he don't really, from my understanding, is just talking to him. A lot of his family don't deal with him anymore, deal with
Yeah.
him anymore. So but they are still. I didn't know. I'm like, well, you in prison. How could that happen? They still are the executives over the state.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna do research on that because if I was not mistaken, I think that the father and the mothers, their families became the executives, like the uncles and the brothers and sisters. But I have to really dig deep into that to look. But I
Yeah.
don't think I don't think that he have a reason to lie about that.
Let
But
me ask you a question real quick.
mhm.
Is it the brother? I don't know if this is too much, but is it the brother that's married or the other one?
I think both of them are married.
Oh, are they really? Okay, I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah, both married. Yeah, they're both married.
Okay. All right.
But it's the young one.
Oh, okay. I know which one that one is. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's deep. Like I said,
That would be exciting. I would love to see and hear that interview. Oh my gosh.
yeah. I just like I say, I'm getting him to open up.
Mhm.
Like I tell everybody, this is hard work. It's not easy reaching out to these people. You got to locate them, you got to find them, then you got to get them to accept you, to put on their mailing list,
Yeah.
and then you move on. Oh my God, it's this one chick. I'm gonna share her email. She nuttier than squirrel shit. And her and her brother and cousin, they killed motherfuckers together. And she called her brother, got her God. And I'm like, what the fuck? And the mama, she in jail serving 10 years because she brought the bullets for the gun for a known felon. So they gave her 10 years in
Oh,
prison for that.
ouch.
Yeah, so this dude, he fucked his whole family up. The mama, his sister. His sister got a life sentence.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay. I
he
didn't know that.
he's on death row. He's on death row.
Man, I mean, I have compassion for these people that are on death row and like secure um, prisons,
Mm-hmm.
because they don't have much freedom at all. And I know that they took a life,
Mm-hmm.
but still, I mean, I still have a little human compassion. I don't, being in a cell. I've been in jail. It sucks. And so I couldn't imagine going throughout a whole lifetime in there. So I can only imagine what that does to the mind. You know
Well,
what I mean?
well, Sarah, that's the God in you. You know what I'm saying? That you have that compassion for them and you feel sorry for them, and you have to, because they are humans.
Mm,
They made mistakes. And my thing is, I want to get into politics a little bit, and I've been dealing with a certain councilman that lives in my neighborhood, and I just basically ask him, why are prisoners that have non-violent offenses are sitting in penitentiary?
mm-hmm.
You guys are not allowing them to do anything to better themselves to come back into.
Uh-oh, you're muted, I think.
Let's see. I'm back now. Can you hear
There
me?
you go.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can hear you now.
I hate when people call and you send them a voicemail, then they hang up and call right back. So that, and I just know a few individuals like that. But my thing is, why are they just
Uh-oh. You're muted again. Are you back? No. Nope, you're still out. Damn. You was talking, I'll say something real quick while you figure this out. You was talking about, these inmates for nonviolent crimes. That's something that's always interested me. There's people in prison for lifetime under old law for marijuana charges.
okay?
It's the
I'm back.
dumbest thing.
Can you
I
hear
hear
me?
you now. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. My thing is, as I was saying, why are they sitting in penitentiary and they could be
Because it's
doing
under
something?
old law. Some
Yeah.
of these people have like marijuana charges that are in prison for life under
Yes.
old law, and it can't be changed, and it's
Mhm.
stupid. It,
Exactly. So
yeah.
my thing that I was talking to him about, why don't you guys, okay? And the councilman even said that it was sounded like a great idea. I asked
Hmm.
him, why don't you guys take these nonviolent offenders? Why don't you in lower level prisoners who are in camps? Why don't you train these guys, the ones that are into construction,
Hmm.
into electricity, doing electrical work, plumbing, roofing, and construction work? Why don't you guys take these individuals with the police force, a few police officers, and some of the prison guards, armed prison guards, take them to communities where there are houses that can be saved and rehabbed? Why
Yep.
don't you guys take them, put them in these houses, put them to work for 8 to 12 hours a day, let them fix these houses, rehab them, and then after they rehab them, you guys put them back up for sale because
There he goes again. Damn it.
So, yeah.
There
Okay.
you are.
Can you
Okay.
hear me? Okay. Why don't you take these guys and let them rehab these homes that are owned by the state that were taken for taxes or people abandon them. The
Yeah.
the state they get the houses, they rehab them, put them back on the market, sell them, and you're making a 1,000,000% interest. I mean, not interest, but 1,000,000% profit. And you tell the inmates, okay, your team fixed this house, rehabbed it, so we're going to give you guys 5% of the sale, and you
Right.
guys
Because
split.
once you become property of the state,
Mm-hmm.
you have to do what they tell you. And it's not
Right.
like, if they go out and work on these houses, they get, normal wages. They'll pay them little
Mm-hmm.
bits of money, but still it's a plus for the community.
Mm-hmm. One of the inmates I'm interviewing, he said he make $8 a month. That's
Oh
what he
wow.
make, $8 a month from his job. And so I'm saying, give them 5%. Just take
Hmm.
5% from the sale of that house and give it to them to split down the middle. Just say if you got 20 men on that crew, split 5% of that 20 ways and put it into their accounts. Let them see that money. And then when they see that money, they say, wow, okay, let's do this again. And if you mess up while you out there, we're gonna send you back and you're not gonna be in camp. You're gonna go back to a higher level from where you were, and you will never be able to enter this program ever again. And I'm quite sure nonviolent offenders who will be in that program will not mess up because they're getting money, they're leaving the
Yep.
jail, and they're going out into society every day for 8 to 12 hours, rehabbing houses, and then
It's
they're,
teaching them how to be productive
yeah,
instead of, yeah, absolutely. Yep. I think that's a great idea, Rel. Absolutely.
most definitely. So if I'm quite sure he gonna steal my now they ain't gonna steal the idea, but I'm quite sure I'm going to push that idea enough so somebody in some state can take that and run with it and say,
Hmm.
hey, if you can take inmates from Missouri and take them and put them on the freeway, nonviolent offenders, and put them on the freeway and make them pick up garbage on the freeway, take them to the carnival and make them clean up the poop behind the animals and feed the animals.
Right.
Why can't you take them to rehab homes?
Yep.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. And the government, I mean, the state of Michigan is getting all the money. You
Oh,
sell,
absolutely. Yeah. And it gets pocketed.
yeah,
There's absolutely, I agree with that. Same thing happens here in Dayton, Ohio. They'll get the X amount of dollars at the jail and they're supposed to, put it out into the communities, but then the sheriff gets it and gets to pocket it, or this one or that one, the
exactly.
commissioner. It crooked politics is what it is.
At its finest.
Yeah.
At its finest. That's all I can say, for real. Crooked at its finest. But hey, all we can do is talk about it and hopefully not just talk about it. We can make something happen and possibly get it into full effect because you get, like I said, these guys are just sitting there. They get out. They didn't learn anything. They wasn't productive because in a lot of prisons, you done took away the weight set, so they can't work out. Some of them you
Hmm.
law libraries, libraries away from them. They done took a lot of these programs away from them. So all they can do is work, and
Yep.
they for 10 cents an hour, 9 cents an hour. Come on now, you getting this an hour? So just imagine that. I know that the inmates are pressing these license plates that go on your car. And when you buy a new car, when you buy a car, you got to get your car plated. You paying? I know for my car, I'm paying $239 or $247 for gas every month, every year. You know what I'm saying? So the inmates just look at off of that $230 something just for the plates or whatever the plates cost, right?
which isn't much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they get they can only get 9 cents an hour for that plate. You know what I'm saying? So 9 cents a plate. This so they getting that. That's all they getting. But the state is pocketing profiting off everything. Like the Levi's. A lot of people didn't know that your inmates in these prisons, those Levi's that we love to wear, the inmates, they make those jeans.
Yeah. And it's better for them to make them because of the fact that if they're not making them, then children are making them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And then that furniture over at IKEA that a lot of people
Hmm.
love so much, guess what? Your inmates in state prison is making that furniture.
Yeah. Well, Rel, it's been really good being up here talking with you, but my son ordered some smoothies and I'm going to have to go and pick them up now.
Okay, I'm about to end this live because
But
everybody
I
is
really
on me.
appreciate you for
On me.
having me up here. I do. And I've got a lot of love and respect for you, man. I do.
I appreciate you and I thank you. And the panel was always open for you to come up on, Sarah.
Thank
And
you. I appreciate that.
great. And tell your husband I said good morning, hello, and
I
hey,
will
he
do
got my
just that.
respect. He got my respect.
Likewise, my friend. You have a great day. See you later, chat.
All right now. All right, chat. I'm out of here, y'all. I got some things I gotta take care of. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace and love.